Good evening. This is Kat with Catalyst Holistic Life Coaching. I'm here to do your weekly guidance card reading. I'm doing a little bit of a late night thing, so I'm sorry the lighting isn't the best in this room. So I'm also just doing this and uploading it on YouTube instead of a live video. So we'll jump right into it. We've got our full moon this week on the 19th. So I drew from my Moonology cards by Yasmin Boland, and the Libra, full moon in Libra, is what is happening on the 19th. Now, this says a win-win outcome is forecast. So usually Libra has to do with they're the scales, so it's balancing energy. So this could be trying to find balance within yourself or trying to find balance with those around you. But what it's really calling on is relationship. Libra is the sign of relationships between people. And so if you're single, this could be something that stirs like a new romance. If you're already taken, this could enhance whatever feelings you may have, or perhaps this is also calling on you to find that balance in your life and let go of things that are making you feel imbalanced. And so this can be a multitude of different meanings, whether it be personal relationships or professional. So yeah. Interesting to have a full moon coming up so soon. It feels like the year is already almost halfway over. It's kind of a weird feeling, like everything is flying by, but also taking its sweet time. So I'm going to use for our reading the Shadowscapes Tarot deck, and we're going to pick a card for today and tomorrow, a card for Wednesday, Thursday, and then a card for the weekend. And just ask, if you're watching this, just sink in with yourself, asking your inner knowledge or your higher self to tap into the reading and give you the messages that you need. If you get any sort of message from this that resonates with you, that's great. If some of this doesn't really make sense, like it's just a general reading, it's not specifically for any just one person. So that's good stuff. Need to master the skill of mixing stuff. Or not mixing, shuffling. See, I don't even know what to call it. And we'll cut. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the weekend. Okay. All right. So for Monday and Tuesday, we have the Sun card. Now, the sun, and especially with it moving into springtime, is a period of enlightenment and connection and connecting with that brighter self. You can see he's radiating the sun from his head, so he's really connecting with the energy that's around him, and he's riding the king of birds. And so just really stepping into that powerful, just radiant self. And the sun is representative of that inner power, like where they refer to as your sun signs, like really aligning with that true self. And that could be your enlightenment this week. And so maybe towards the beginning of the week, something is really starting to align you to that higher calling and that true self that begins to start to radiate out into the world. So you're really starting to come into your truth and shining that light. So that's a great start to the week, considering how dreary the weather has been here in Montana. All right. And then for the middle of the week, we have the Queen of Cups. So now we're kind of getting into the more deeper, intuitive, soulful self. So the Queen of Cups is this sort of very, she's a very balanced looking individual that she doesn't exactly know where she's going, but there are hidden forces that are leading her on this path. And she's just putting all of her trust into herself and her guides and whatever path that the universe is laying before her, and just intuitively following with that and being at one with herself. And so this could be, especially with this being the middle of the week and there's that kind of full moon in the background, this could be you maybe finding a person, maybe a water sign that you are finding harmony with, or that you just kind of intuitively are really drawn to. This could be you personally just tapping into those intuitive powers of the full moon. So maybe you spend some time doing a little ritual or tapping yourself into that energy. Let's see, what else do I have to say about her? So I would also say with the Queen of Cups to, you always want to be wary of letting your head be too much in the clouds and not still having a little bit of groundedness in a sense. And you do want to be trusting, especially when maybe you get this new feeling and you don't really know how to feel about it. And so just trusting your intuition, if that new path opens up, if that new spark and idea and light starts to open within you, just go with it and feel into it, and don't be afraid to follow your true calling. All right, and then for the weekend, we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So the Six of Swords is usually the ending of a battle or a hard cycle, and weary from the battles, so moving out of the darkness and onto better things. So whether they're in the reverse, and reversals aren't necessarily like the bad or the exact opposite, but this could be saying that maybe there is some old path that is blocking you, or maybe sometimes swords have to do with the thoughts and the mental realm. So maybe there are these thoughts or these past issues that you've been fighting with that are preventing you from shining your light, whether this could be from outside sources or within yourself. Trying to find that peace and be able to move on into this new future for yourself. And so this could be, especially with this full moon, maybe the full moon and this intuitive side is going to start to bring up old patterns and old fights and things that you thought maybe you'd laid to rest. And they're just resurfacing a few more times to really challenge you to let it go and move on to your future self and your new bright future. So watching for anything like that to come up for you, and just being more compassionate and fluid, like the Queen of Cups, just not really delving too deeply into it, just noticing what these things are that may be coming up and being gentle with yourself and saying, you know, I'm ready to let this go. I'm ready to fly off and have a more peaceful mindset and move into the sun and have that bright, connected self and feeling in my true power. So a great week, definitely a time for reflection. And I feel like a lot of these last couple months has really been calling into shadow stuff and digging deeper and figuring out our true core, because it feels like a little bit of 2018 is still lingering, that kind of energy, and we're just wanting to push forward so bad, but something's like, no, like you still have to work through this part. You're not letting certain things go that are preventing you from really doing this. So that is at least my personal experience. It may not resonate with you. So I will post this whole video on YouTube and share it, and I will post the photos on my Facebook and Instagram so you can get a better look at the cards and maybe devise your own interpretation, play with your intuitive self, like for the full moon, so that you can create your own messages out of it. I do have some exciting stuff. I have a new space that I will probably be doing Reiki and card reading walk-ins. Still waiting on confirmation for that. So I'm really excited to be able to have a really beautiful space all done up to be able to have more clients. And I know I always say this, I have other video subjects that I want to bring up, and I promise it will happen. Life's just really hectic, so I want to connect more with you guys and talk more about subjects that I am going to be bringing to you and my clients as well. So feel free to comment, give me any feedback, whatever resonated with you. I'd love to hear how this comes out for you this week. And if you guys, of course, want any personal readings, reach out to me, and I just do them off of donations. So do not be worried about fees by any means. So I believe that is it. Have a great week and good night. Thank you.